What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Comete Algo. I am your host, Kevin Lopez.
I'm Eduardo Murphy.
And for today, guys, you know, we've been trying a lot of different plates from different countries.
Yeah.
And we're going to keep it going.
Yeah, so today's no different.
Today, we want to go visit Wok N Tender. It's a small place down in downtown LA. It's Peruvian food. It's primarily a chicken place first, but they got this menu right here on the side that really interested and caught our eye.
Mural's in there, right?
Kobe and Nipsey mural in there. So that was pretty cool to see. We're about to try out this food. It was recommended by a fellow co-worker. Shout out to our boy Henry.
Yes, sir, King Henry.
Time to try out some Peruvian food. Alright guys, for the first one, we decided to get stir fry, mainly. Like all these plates, they're like stir fry, I believe.
I think that's what wok means. Am I correct?
Oh, there you go.
So if you ever see wok, like in the space, it means stir fry.
Okay, so there you go. We decided to get their chicken pasta, which is basically noodles, vegetables, peppers, and all that good stuff mixed in with the chicken.
I think the first place should always be something you feel safe with, like something you're familiar with before you explore it.
We're pretty comfortable with all of them.
Damn, this thing just squirts, bro. Ah, there's the cake.
So I'm gonna add a little bit of sauce, you know, just add a little bit. It looks like a guac cilantro type sauce. So, you know, we're just gonna mess around with it a little. Grab some chicken.
It's grilled chicken.
The chicken is perfectly grilled.
Very buttery, but I like it. Like I want to say it's like, it almost looks like garlic noodles, but it's not garlic because you can smell the garlic.
Yeah, I kind of like the garlic noodles more from Triple T. Oh man, those were some good noodles. Talk about some good noodles.
Right?
From what it's looking like, it looks like it's worth it. Alright guys, so for the second one, I guess you could say this one's like the most popular plate. You know, when it comes to these type of plates, this is the fries with steak and rice Peruvian plate. I've always seen people put this green sauce on it, so now it looks, I could see why from just trying it with the noodles.
Right. I mean, I think it's a big statement for you to say that that sauce was fire. Yeah. Despite you didn't eat it with the food that it came with, you tried it with something else. Yeah. Now when you put it with what it's supposed to be with, it's even better. I'm going for the potatoes.
Yep. Some salsa.
There's rabbit food out of here. Potatoes are well seasoned.
Yeah, I can't talk enough about the sauce. The sauce is like, bro, game changing.
I'm chewing through the steak pretty easy. You know, sometimes you gotta fight a certain steak, like you gotta grind it up, bro. Very tender.
It's been a while since we've talked about live events. We've had guests, so you know, when we have our guests, we absolutely want to focus on them and what they're working on. They're doing a lot of great things. If you haven't checked them out, we've had 4 guests this season, so definitely go check them out. And it was a pleasure having all of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot has happened since the last time we talked about sports, movies, everything, man. As far as like, you know, Laker update on the off season, Dodgers more than halfway through the season. The Lakers made some moves. They made a lot of great moves.
Absolutely.
We want to thank all the Lakers that have left and have continued to play elsewhere or that have been traded. A lot of them were part of the championship team, so shout out to all those guys. But we're really excited about this new team. There could be a lot of damage being done with them.
Absolutely.
We got our boy Dwight back. That could solidify the paint now. We picked up a couple wings, a couple 3-and-D players. You know, you got Wayne Ellington and Kent Bazemore. And the guy that I never thought that we were ever going to see in a Laker uniform, Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah.
That's honestly insane to me. I still don't believe it. I'm not gonna believe it when we're working and he's warming up. Like, Carmelo Anthony is really a Laker.
They're like, how many times are we gonna play against them? Like, wait, he's on our team, never mind.
Let alone, like, you would think that would be enough to add to the team, but no, we went ahead and got the triple-double king himself. Russell Westbrook is now a Laker. He's back in his hometown in Los Angeles. It's honestly exciting to see how everything fits. I'm curious to see how everything fits because at first I wasn't big on it because of the system, but hey.
You weren't big on Westbrook? Or
because of how he fits the system. But at the end of the day, they're all experienced ball players.
Yeah.
They know how to be coherent and work together in order to get a title because some of those guys haven't gotten one yet. So AD, LeBron, Dwight, they could all show these new guys.
Trevor Ariza? He has experience.
That's another one I forgot.
He has experience. He won the ring with us too, so it's a bit nostalgic. It's like old school with the new school too. Like 2 different types of championships from the same teams. Like you're combining now.
Yeah, shout out to Trevor Ariza for coming back. For the real ones, the ones that didn't just become Laker fans, he was actually a Laker when Kobe was here and he won a championship with him. So like I said, man, I'm very excited for Laker basketball coming up this season. Dodgers got about a month left of baseball before the playoffs start. Currently in second place, but you know that could change anytime soon.
We're chasing them for sure.
Yeah, I gotta admit, the Giants have been putting up a good season this year. The only thing that really concerns me is, you know, staying healthy. As far as the Dodgers, I don't want to jinx it, but it's giving me Lakers 2021 vibe, where we were saying all season, if we're healthy, we could win it. But they weren't healthy, and the Dodgers are giving me like the same thing. Don't get me wrong, they're still pulling off wins. They're still like, you know, playing really good.
It's still scary at times though. They had great pickups too. Trey and Max, those were great additions.
Yeah, Trey Turner and Max Scherzer were great additions to the team.
They're contributing.
Absolutely, and they could absolutely help us win this year. If we could get that whole lineup together, the whole starting rotation together, oh my God, we will definitely win the World Series. Shout out to the Dodgers, keep playing, and please get healthy.
It's a good day to be an LA fan.
For our third plate, we're going with the shrimp fried rice. I know Pedro's gonna look forward to this one. Grilled shrimp, you know, so your typical fried rice with egg, seasoning, all that good stuff that everybody has. I believe everybody has tried shrimp fried rice. If you haven't, come on.
If you haven't, you're probably 5 years old, so we understand. I mean, it's what you expect.
Let's try this red sauce. I'm not usually big on red sauces, even like with taco stands and all that.
I feel you. I'm the same way.
I'm more of a green sauce type of guy.
I think because red kind of signifies spice.
Ojalá que no me quema. Not terrible.
I feel the green one was stronger. Like it changes the texture of the food, and there's a little bit of the flavor too. But yeah, I do feel the green one was stronger, which is usually rare.
Overall, we don't even need to put a sauce on this rice. The rice seasoning is like really good.
We just put it on to try it, the red sauce.
Yeah, you gotta give it all a shot. Marvel's been making a lot of noise in recent time. Like starting from this year, you know, we've been talking about the shows.
Yeah.
And how they've kind of taken over. But the movies are back.
Yeah.
Did you see the Spider-Man trailer?
Yes, I did. Before the trailer dropped, we already had so many fan theories. I want to see which one of these will be true and which ones, you know, we were way off. The looks of it, I mean, multiverse possibilities are endless.
And speaking of the multiverse, it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Wanda, if it wasn't for the Loki show. Just everything put together is what I just think amazes me. They know what they're doing at Marvel. Kevin Feige, Jon Favreau, all those, the Russo brothers there. They all know what the hell they're doing. They all know what to do with the product, and it just shows their greatness. I said it earlier in the year about WandaVision, how all of this could set up with her too. And it's starting to show like it's all coming together.
I think it's just that we want it now that we're just rushing the process instead of trusting the process.
Patience is virtue with greatness. Overall, I'm glad to see Marvel's back, all the potential stuff. We're all going to be pushing these little kids out the way when we're going to go see Spider-Man.
Absolutely. It's like you don't even know.
Last one. This is one that I didn't think they were gonna have. They had a Korean barbecue plate. It was at the bottom of the menu. I saw that and I was like, yeah, let me get the Korean barbecue plate. Put some of the red sauce. From what it looks like bulgogi. You know, let's mix it in with some of that hot sauce. Ooh.
And the onions. And
yeah, caramelized onions, you know, you get a little bit of everything. How is it?
I get the K-BBQ taste.
Okay. And for a good amount of time now, I've been wanting to find like a place where, you know, instead of going to Korean barbecue and, you know, being there for a couple hours, I want to grab like a quick plate.
Yeah.
I can see what you mean with the sauce a little bit, but I mean, I like it. I like how everything
I
mixed
think
together.
it's the onions and everything else that comes with it. So, because I'm just used to that, you know, that with the rice paper of anything.
Okay. Yeah.
That the onions and the sauce is just like, damn, like,
yeah, man,
it's a different taste to it.
The grilled onions, I'm not big on onions, but I mean, it just mixes in perfectly with it. Where I don't mind.
It's like I've had Korean barbecue, but this just tastes different.
We've talked about in the past about like mental health. We've talked about like depression and how we always seek for help. With this new generation, you just find a lot of different concepts that people could be either sad about.
Right.
I was going through TikTok a couple days ago and I saw one where there was a young girl. She was like maybe 19, 20 years old, and she made a TikTok where she was like, you know, doing homework, but she was like, I'm over here in college to not disappoint my parents.
Right.
You know, I started thinking, I feel like a lot of people, you know, our parents' generation made the biggest sacrifice coming over. We all know that, and we all appreciate it because look at where we are now.
Right, of
we
course.
get to do whatever we want,
right,
and we're free to do so.
Yeah, back in the motherland, we wouldn't be eating this.
Yeah. You know, when they come over here, there's a perception of, during their times coming up, that you get here, you go to school, you graduate, get a degree, and you get a top-of-the-notch job.
Right.
That's what all our parents think.
That's my situation.
Yeah.
I felt that pressure.
Yes. I graduated in 2019, and
I decided to disappoint my parents. Dropped out.
I mean, part of it was because I did it for my parents. I wanted to make them feel proud, make them feel accomplished because they got their kid to do so. I guess where I'm trying to get to is things have changed since our parents have gotten here.
Yeah.
Most of our parents got here around the 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever it is. Times have changed. If you talk to any of the recent graduates with just a bachelor's, it's hard as hell to find a job.
Yeah.
And I'm not over here saying don't go to school. I'm not over here saying that college is overrated. I'm just saying that times have changed. Don't get me wrong. Of course, there are fields and majors that require certification, education.
Doctors, lawyers, engineers.
Yeah. You still need that stuff.
Absolutely.
I feel like now education plays somewhat of a part, but it's not the big part anymore. Networking, I feel like that's been a huge part of how some people, because we've seen it alone at our jobs alone, and
we
you're
work
like,
with a lot of people who have degrees.
Yeah. There's some people that I've met where I'm like, you have this degree, and I'm like, what are you doing here?
Yeah. We don't want to judge them, but it's like, you're better off than I am. But we're still in the same place.
There's just a lot of people that have put in the work in school, and they're not getting compensated with a paying job, a nice, stable, well-paying job. But going back to the girl with the TikTok, for me, don't go to school and be miserable just to make your parents happy.
Yeah.
And that's coming from a guy that graduated.
It's coming from a guy who actually did that. Well, I didn't graduate, but I got to that point where I'm like, I'm doing this for them. I have my heart, my mentality is not in this. Like, I really don't want this degree. It's for them. That's when I realized, like, I'm gonna get this degree, probably go into a field and never be happy because this is not what I wanted. And that's hard to, picture, but that's the reality of it.
But don't forget, just because you're not finishing college doesn't mean you're just gonna stay around at their place.
You're not gonna be a bum either.
You need to have a plan.
Yeah.
My biggest point is you need to be happy with what you're gonna do with your life, whether it's college, whether you go and do trade school, whether you go and
I was gonna get to that. Like, there's honor in being a plumber, being a welder, being in construction. Like, yeah, it's labor, but there's money in those jobs.
But like I said, just because you decide that you don't want to go to college doesn't mean you're gonna stay there being a bum,
living off of them.
Now that's not what I agree with.
Yeah, that's no.
You got to do something.
You can't be a full-time child. Like, it doesn't work that way.
Just to summarize everything, do what makes you happy. We have to inform our previous generation, aka like our parents' generation, because it's not their fault either. We're the ones that are supposed to be a little bit more informed, more educated. But we just have to start telling them and like start informing them that things aren't the same as it was when you first came. And there's different ways of getting a good paying job. It's not always going to be through the college system. But like I said, if you're going to school and you're there, if you're almost finishing,
go ahead.
Finish it.
Yeah, finish. It's still gonna come in handy one way or another.
Exactly.
Resumes, it looks great.
Like I said, I've had other friends that they've done a couple years at a junior college and they just weren't feeling it. I'm like, hey, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. School is not for everybody.
It's really not.
And I used to be very ignorant about that. I used to be like, nah, like you need to like finish school, blah blah. But like the more I live my life, the more like I see other people, like it isn't the only thing. Before you make a very big decision, you need to inform yourself before you make a decision. You need to know all the repercussions. You need to know what the plans ahead of time are going to be, because if you just make a choice and you don't know what to do next, you're setting yourself back even more.
Yeah.
If you want to take off school for a year or two and work, build up some money, sure, do that. but you need to have a plan. You can't just sit there and be like, oh, I'll see you in 2 years. No, do what makes you happy. Be informed when you're making those decisions, and let's inform the previous generation of what's going on in today's day, just so they can have a better idea. Alrighty guys, after some pretty bomb Peruvian food, it is that time of the video. This is Pedro's Thoughts.
So I know a lot of y'all that are in relationships, a lot of things just get passive, you know. You just like hear, like, oh yeah, and then you just answer like with one-word answers. You might want to start paying attention, because if they tell you they're going out with, like, I'm going out with my friend, that's cool. They're going out, you know, with someone they know. But instead they're going out with a friend, well, like Sam Smith said, you're not the only one. Amen.
Alright guys, we gotta do our rating and our favorite plate. Pedro, we have tasted 4 pretty good plates today. What's gonna be your rating and your favorite plate?
I give it a 4. It's, you know, it's food that two of the dishes is stuff I've had before. That's for a favorite. I like all of them. I mean, the sauce did kind of steal the show too, the way you mentioned it. Cilantro, avocado, spicy.
Whatever,
yeah, that was really good. But I will say I enjoyed it, the Korean barbecue. That mix with the onions and the rice is, again, it's something I'm not used to when you mention Korean barbecues. So that little different. I enjoyed that. How about you?
For me, it's gonna be a 4.5. I actually really liked it. Like I said, with the sauce and everything, everything mixed in well. And we've tried the fries, we tried the pasta, the rice, everything. So shout out to Wok N Tender for these really bomb plates. My favorite plate was also the Korean barbecue. Like I said, it's just mixed in perfectly. The steamed rice and just like the good old Korean barbecue that we've always had. It was really good. Yeah guys, if you guys haven't heard, our new merch is out
with our new logo,
our day and night collection. If you guys haven't seen, go ahead and check that out. There's pictures on Instagram for you guys to check out everything. If you guys want to make an order, go ahead and message us. There's so many ways to contact us on our social media, so go ahead and do that.
Yeah, we have more options now. We have 2 different colors of shirts. We have hats now.
We would really appreciate all the support. Like, share, follow, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. That would go a long way for us. We're on the road to 400 subs. Until next week guys, we'll catch you guys later.
Thanks for watching. Bye.